What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Gundam Evolution video. Season 3 has just been revealed. Its name is Defensor, and it's bringing Hyperion Gundam from Gundam Seed X Astray to the roster, along with a big announcement and a bunch of other news, so let's talk about it. Season 3 will begin with the conclusion of maintenance on February 1st and run until the start of maintenance on April 5th, in other words the standard 2 months, but this period is subject to change. The new suit, like I mentioned before, is the Hyperion Gundam from Gundam Seed X Astray. To give a little bit of background info for those who aren't as familiar with the manga, the Hyperion is a prototype mobile suit developed by the Eurasian Federation, and its main feature is an improved version of the armor Lumiere barrier system used in the Alliance's Artemis base. It's piloted by Canard Pars, who just so happens to be a failed subject in the Ultimate Coordinator project that produced Kira Yamato. He was captured by the Eurasian Federation after escaping the Mendel lab and went through horrible experimentation, and long story short, he's just insane. The entire first part of his character arc is him trying to hunt down Kira and kill him so he can prove that he's the true Ultimate Coordinator. But that aside, let's take a look at how the Hyperion will perform in-game. The Hyperion is a mid-range unit that the devs have given a 3-star difficulty. He's got 900 health plus 700 shield and only 1 dash, so he's similar to Sazabi and Jim. His main weapon is a beam submachine gun, and just like the other shield units, you can hold your sub-action to shield yourself while firing. His G maneuver is the Armor Lumiere Lancer that he uses to charge forward, pinning all enemies that he hits, and those pinned enemies are stunned and continue to take damage. His first active skill is the Armor Lumiere Barrier, and this is the one I'm sure everyone is going to be worried about. The description does say it blocks certain attacks, so I wonder if things like melees can get through, but we'll have to wait and see. The barrier also only lasts around 2.5 seconds, so hopefully the short time also helps to keep it a little more balanced. And his second active skill is the 4 Fantree Cannons, which fire a piercing beam at your target. That's it for the new suit, but they also revealed there will be a series of major updates called the Hyper Update coming this season. This update will take place over the series of 3 months, so for all of Season 3 and the first month of Season 4, with various events and campaigns being held throughout the period. The biggest announcement related to this update is that in the second half of Season 3 in March, they're adding an additional unit, so we'll be getting 2 new units in Season 3. This means we'll be getting 1 new unit a month for 3 months in a row once we get another one with Season 4 in April. I do want to mention that the devs made it clear that while they were able to do this for this season, this will not be the norm going forward and we should expect 1 unit per season. When asked if they could give a hint about the additional unit coming in March, all they had to say was that it's from a series that hasn't been seen yet in Gundam Evolution. So to recap the series we've seen so far, we have 0079, Missing Link, War in the Pocket, Zeta, Char's Counterattack, Unicorn, Turn A, Seed Destiny, 00, IBO, and now X Astray. This obviously leaves a ton of possibilities as there are so many other series out there, but let's think about what's most likely. I think one would assume a mainstream series would make sense, something like Double Zeta or Wing or G Gundam. Maybe they even capitalize on the recent success of G-Witch and add the Aerial. But of course we know they're not above adding suits from side stories, so they really could go anywhere. I will say I like that the devs are keeping us guessing by adding suits like Mahiru and Zakutu Melee that people wouldn't expect. It reminds me a lot of the Gundam Extreme Versus series where every new unit is a surprise. But unlike Extreme Versus, which has over 200 units, Gundam Evolution has less than 20, so I understand why some people might be frustrated if Bandai chooses to add a lesser known suit over more popular ones. Anyway, back to the Hyper Update. Like I mentioned before, the devs said over the next 3 months the update will include various campaigns and events, and they've revealed a couple for us already. The first is the Material Point Present campaign. This will take place over the course of a month from February 1st to March 1st, and during this period players will be awarded 150 material points a week by logging into the game, up to a maximum of 600 MP. These points can then be exchanged for skins in the shop. They also revealed 2 skins that are available exclusively for MP, a Unit 2 skin for Hyperion in its gray and blue colors, and a custom Garmazabi skin for Zakutu Melee. The weekly bonus refreshes every Wednesday at 5 PM Pacific or 8 PM Eastern, and the bonuses cannot be retroactively claimed, and the rewards will disappear from your present box after 30 days. So if you care about this stuff, make sure you're logging in every week to claim your reward. The second campaign announced is the Hyperion Commemorative Login campaign, which will run for the week of February 1st to February 8th. During this period, you can log in once a day to receive a free supply pod ticket, so logging in all 7 days will net you 7 tickets. It wasn't specified whether the tickets will be for one of the existing supply pods or if there will be a specific one for this campaign, but hey, free stuff is free stuff. Same as before, the daily reset is at 5 PM Pacific or 8 PM Eastern, and you cannot retroactively claim these, so make sure you stay on top of it. They went on to show a quick preview of some of the items in the Season Pass, including the new Lightbringer skin for the Hyperion. The final skin for the seasonal suit is always a banger, but I know some players were complaining about the other cosmetics in Season 2's pass being lackluster, so hopefully things are better this time around. Just like they did with the new last season, they're adding a unit pack for the Hyperion that includes the unit itself, a unit and weapon skin, and a portrait for 1,980 Evo coins. Keep in mind, if for some reason you purchase the Hyperion separately and then purchase the unit pack that includes the unit, you will not be refunded or compensated for essentially buying the unit twice. So don't do that. They gave us a preview of the new supply pods coming as well, so I'm just going to fire through these real quick. First, you got the limited pod that will include the following: Neon skins for Hyperion and Jim, Doom Order skins for Pale Rider and Exia, a Hyperion MVP animation, a Jim emote, a Dom Trooper portrait, and a Hyperion icon, stamp, and ornament. And of course, we also have the standard pod, which will include the following: Gold and City Camo unit and weapon skins for Hyperion, an MVP animation for Dom, a Hyperion emote, portraits for Dom and Jim, a Hyperion icon, and a stamp. Next, we have balance adjustments. I'm going to be honest here, I don't play the game consistently enough to give my opinion on a lot of these from a competitive standpoint, so I'm just making sure you guys know what they are. Starting with Zakutu Ranged. His usage rate and win rate are low, so they wanted to improve his mobility and survivability. To do that, they're buffing his smoke grenade so that it immediately gives him a boost back. I would have preferred being able to reload while in smoke, but that probably would have been too strong, so I'll take this. Next up, Ashamar. His usage rate has been lower compared to other medium range units, so they wanted to buff him to make him more powerful in the air against groups of enemies. His charge shot cooldown is getting reduced from 11 seconds to 7 seconds, and his napalm grenade damage is going from 17 damage per hit to 22. I myself am a donut enjoyer, so I am all for this, especially the grenade buff. Turn A's grapple is getting nerfed. The burst damage from the throw to beam rifle combo was too high, so they're nerfing the throw's damage from 400 to 250 to give units in the 800 HP range a better chance of surviving. I have my own gripes with the grapple, mainly that it has the range of a couple centimeters, but I agree that this was a problem. You could throw someone and turn around and hit him with a fully charged shot to the dome and they were dead 9 times out of 10. As for Jim, they wanted to increase his chance against melee units but also rein the shield bash in a bit. He's getting a health bump from 800 to 900, an increase in shield bash range from 1500 to 1800, but the animation length is being extended to compensate. Marasai is getting his serpent combo nerfed again because guess what, it's still crazy strong. Sea Snake cooldown is dropping from 10 seconds to 6, but in exchange its damage is reduced from 350 to 10. The Beam Blade is getting reduced from 350 damage to 300, with knockback distance being increased from 750 to 1200, and stun duration going from 1 second to 1.1. Basically how I'm reading this is you won't be able to kill almost any unit in the game by doing this combo and firing a couple shots to the head. They'll actually have a chance to fight back. His activation threshold for his ult is also getting reduced from 8300 to 7500 so you can get it faster. Mahiru is getting buffed again because they said his damage and win rate have been lower than expected, so the detonation range for both his standard grenades and the ones from his ult is being increased from 140 to 160. Zakutu melee is getting buffed for some reason. I'm personally against this thing getting any stronger, but what do I know? They're focusing on making Zeon's rage stronger with this buff. The number of points required to activate it is going up from 4000 to 4500, but it's getting the following buffs. Duration increased from 10 to 12 seconds, slash damage increased from 180 to 200, shockwave damage increased from 350 to 400, and tackle damage increased from 350 to 400. And finally, New Gundam. New takes a lot of hits due to its large size, so they wanted to combat that by increasing its movement speed. New's speed will no longer be reduced when he uses his sub-action. Forward and sideways movement speed is being increased from 380 to 530, and backward movement from 300 to 430. They also included some changes to overtime rules in point capture and destruction, but honestly these are really technical, so I'm just going to put them on screen and you can pause to read them if you need to. Last but not least, matchmaking adjustments. They are consolidating some of the regions. Japan and Asia are being combined into one matchmaking region and NA and Europe into another. They're hoping that this change will make matchmaking more reliable and will continue to monitor and make adjustments as needed. They also addressed rating of master players, so those are players over 4200 rating. They're going to decrease the rate that those players gain or lose points proportionately to how high their rating is, and this is to hopefully address the issue of some top players not being able to join matches due to their extremely high ratings. The live stream also included a segment where the devs directly responded to community feedback, so I'll link the stream in the description. The feedback segment starts around 34 minutes. That's everything I have for you guys on the announcement of Gundam Evolution Season 3 Defensor. Sound off in the comments with your thoughts, let me know if you guys are still playing the game, if you're excited for the new season, and what feedback you'd like to give the devs, and as usual, I'll do my best to get it to the right people. And be sure to leave your guesses for what you think the additional suit will be in March. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a positive rating and subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.